Come on, spill the tea.
Yeah. Ooh. All right. Woo. This is light work.
Come on, spill the tea.
Yeah.
You are now tuned in to DAR Sports Media, hooping and hollering. It's Hooping Wednesdays, special playoff edition, man. All of these playoff races all have tightened up on us since the last time we recorded. Everybody was so ready to crown these Minnesota Timberwolves, and the champs have reminded us why they are the champs. Since then, Jokic doing his thing. Whichever, I don't know if that's what you wanted to start with, Axe. I know you want to dig into that Celtics Cavaliers stuff. So you can go with whatever you feel is pertinent. It's just, I think that was an exciting development since last time because everybody was ready to crown the Timberwolves as the next great team. And Anthony Edwards is still playing as the next great player because this dude is covering Jokic in crunch time, which says a lot about some other people on that team. But the Nuggets have said, not so fast, my friend. Whatever you want to go with, though, first there, Axe. Go ahead.
Now we're gonna roll with the Nuggets and Wolves. Defending champs deserve their respect. We'll talk about other teams later. But yeah, honestly speaking, after game 2, with the throwing of the items on the court, which Jamal Murray should have been suspended for game 3, in my opinion, for throwing multiple items at the referee, I thought it was over. I initially did pick the Nuggets in 7. Jokic and Murray, they've been playing at a faster pace. Aaron Gordon's been playing at a very high level, and that's made the difference in this series. Anthony Edwards had 44 points last game. And second option, Karl Anthony Towns, he went 5-18 from the field. That's not going to get it done. And then Aaron Gordon went 11-12 from the field. So not only are you very inefficient, you're getting barbecued and teased on defense as well. That's just not going to get it done. And the turning point in that game was that 8-point swing. It was 8 points in 26 seconds, I believe.
Yes.
Right before halftime, where Murray got the steal and then hit the half-court shot.
Ooh.
As I was like, oh, Minnesota in trouble. The fact that it's been all road wins in the series, that's been crazy. So this game's coming up in about an hour or so that we're recording tonight. So I'm really interested to see what Ant-Man does. And it should be very, very intriguing. But I think
New series. I'm excited.
Jokic just kind of stamped himself in this series. He was like, hold on, y'all must have forgot, man. I'm the 3-time MVP for a reason. And Murray, the playoff riser, doing his thing. And once again, Aaron Gordon, shout out to him. Shout out to Mike Malone. He did say, this is the last thing I'm going to say. Mike Malone said he played all the clips from all the analysts saying it was over and played it for his team.
I like it.
Up. With Stephen A and other guys on the bigger platforms was crowning them.
Yeah.
You got to get the 4. So, Tay, how you feel about the Nuggets in this series?
The Nuggets are fighting, but I'm not flipping on my pick at all. I think Minnesota still has it. I think I got Minnesota in 6. I'm gonna stay tall with that. Yeah, the Denver Nuggets, they definitely turned up. They kind of figured it out. Game 3, game 4. Game 4 was a lot closer than game 3. Game 3 was pretty bad the whole, pretty much the whole time. But yeah, I think Minnesota, I think they tighten up a bit. I expect Karl Anthony Towns to not go 5 for 18. He normally does that sometimes in the playoffs, but I feel like this game, this is probably the most important game in the series right here. Game 5s are usually the most important. That's who takes the lead in the series, and that's one game away from winning the series. So you can look at it, it's a best of 3 now. Yeah. The Timberwolves, to their point, Anthony Edwards, I expect Anthony Edwards to play good basketball. He's been playing great all series. He had one iffy game, but outside of that, he's been hooping. Just got to figure out that defense again. They had 2 games skid, which is okay. That happens, but they definitely have to come together and figure it out. Just do what they've been doing. It's really solely on Karl Anthony Towns. Like if Karl Anthony Towns shows up, like I said, like the series could have been over. Honestly, I don't know about that game 3, but game 4 they definitely could have won that game 4 just with a little bit more offensive help. You know,
Your
from
man
him.
Jay McDaniels could have played a little better too.
Which game you talking about?
The last game, like Ant-Man needed more help offensively. He could have chipped in too.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there's not that many shots to go around. Anthony Edwards took 25. Conley took 12. Cat took 18. I mean, it's not really other shots to go around. I mean, Jaden was 4 for 8. I think that I would like for him to take more shots, but it just seems like there's no shots to go around. You know, you got guys shooting 5 for 18. I mean, how he's supposed to get offensive rebound and putbacks and stuff? I don't know. I do.
All you gotta make move. If I'm 4 for 8 and I see other motherfuckers that's 5 for 18, and then I got my 38-year-old point guard taking 12 shots, I'm gonna take a couple more shots too. If I'm 4 for 8, your man gotta step up. You told me he was gonna be better than Jaylen Brown, so I hold him to that standard.
Yeah,
I remember that conversation.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's just like you know, I'm not the coach. Like, I'm pretty sure the game plan is to get Anthony Edwards, Karl Anthony Towns as many shots as possible. You know, I'm pretty sure they want them each taking 20 to 25 shots like they've been doing. You know, so you only do but so much, and he is a defender on this team. I'll say he's one of the best defenders in the league. I'd say he's second, but you know, I see what you're saying about step up, but I don't see an area of stepping up. Like if he was 1 for 8, okay, but I mean, the guy getting 8 shots, you know, and he has to rely on someone passing him the ball, Mike Conley or Anthony Edwards. Just I don't really see a room for improvement there if he's not getting the ball.
True, you've jumped on in here. We're talking. We were ready to crown. We were all excited about these Timberwolves last week, and I had concerns about maybe we're counting the champs out a little too early, and now we have a new series. What are your thoughts on what's changed since last episode?
The Wolves got stupid. That's pretty much all I can say. They got stupid. I think Anthony Edwards and I think Anthony Edwards showed up. I don't know if Karl Anthony Towns is ready for this moment. I think he showed up those first couple games and it looked good. And maybe he shows up the rest of the series. I really don't know. But I think you can exploit Mr. Generational. You can exploit him a little bit on the defensive end, Rudy Gobert. I think once you start exploiting Rudy Gobert at that point, like you pretty much you're taking the best defensive player, arguably the best defensive player on the team, kind of out of the game. He's also useless offensively. So once you work a strategy like that, every Rudy Gobert team finds themselves in the same position. I think, I mean, we're recording this obviously prior to Game 5, so who knows when people hear this, what it looks like, whether it's 3-2 Nuggets or 3-2 Wolves. But I think Ant is the key, but the problem with that is Ant being the key is he can't be the only person. Mike Conley has to find some type of offensive explosion. Jaden McDaniels obviously is not really doing the help. Obviously, Naz Reid is doing what he can do, but he's also off the bench. He's not somebody you playing 35, 40 minutes. So, because I can't even say like that everybody on the like the Nuggets played supremely better, so to speak. I just think the people who needed to show up showed up, but even them, Michael Porter Jr. has not been showing up completely either. So there's some things they could exploit. but the Wolves don't seem like they're making the most of it right now. So it surprised me for sure. Definitely surprised me to see them lose both games at home in such drastic fashion. But I mean, the Nuggets are the chance for a reason. So
what specifically do you think has changed? What has changed in these last two games? And does it spell doom for the Timberwolves?
Well, you know who missed game 2, right? I think it was game 2, right? Was it game 1? Game 2. Can't remember. Gobert missed game 2, I believe, right? I think that was when that he missed. And then game 1, wasn't he in foul trouble? Pretty sure he was in foul trouble game 1. So I'm just saying, I'm just saying.
I mean, I asked what changed. And that's a big change. So
So I mean, because if you remember in game 1, I think Naz Reid was cooking, and he helped kind of put that game away. You're not putting Naz Reid on it's hard to play with, say, Naz Reid, Gobert, and Cat on the floor at the same time. You're not probably going to do that. So if you're not going to do that, you got to think about, do you want defense? Do you want offense? Naz Reid can get you he can get you offense. He can get you some defense as well. But obviously, you want to go with the more premier defensive player and Gobert. Unfortunately, what you need against the Nuggets is firepower, offensive firepower. So, that's pretty much it. If you can get some offensive firepower, that would change everything. So, but I don't think Gobert. Like I said, I don't think Gobert is a guy you win a championship with. Personally, said this many times. It's been proven. Tay, let's be real here. Let's be real, brother. Let's be real, brother. All his teams, we were like, oh, if he gets some wing defenders, and some guys who can show up offensively, the Gobert could do it. He got that, and he's getting cooked. He's getting cooked right now. He's getting cooked. Tell the truth, nigga.
Are you watching the same stuff as me? What?
I am watching the same stuff. He's getting cooked. He can't do shit offensively. He's a liability offensively.
Offense is more than just scoring. Like, he leads everything in offensive rebounds. Like, it's more than just scoring. And he scores.
That shit if you score 82 fucking points in a game, all them offensive boards don't mean shit because he's not getting an offensive rebound and putting it back like that. He's not that kind of guy. If Cat was getting an offensive rebound, although he really doesn't do that very often, but if he does that, I would look at him and be like, I would expect Cat to go back up with that bitch. Gobert's getting it, passing it back out.
Which is still an offensive rebound and resetting the offense, running back, and we scored.
Resetting the offense, and then I mean, look, what is he doing? What is he doing against Jokic? What do you do against Jokic?
He's not guarding Jokic really.
It's a lot of points it's a lot of money for 11 points. And getting
why do you keep doing it?
Why was Ant guarding him down the stretch?
He's not a scorer. Like, we know this.
A 4-time defensive player of the year.
What you just said, defensive player of the year. Why are we talking about his points? That's obviously not.
Here's the thing, though. Hear me out on this, too. Hakeem Olajuwon and Ben Wallace are the only other 4-time defensive player of the years, right? Down the stretch, they going to guard the best man. I done seen Ben Wallace guard Shaq and hold him down. I done seen Hakeem guard MVP David Robinson and hold him down. Rudolph folded, and Ant-Man was guarding Jokic down the stretch.
Yeah, this is a different NBA. Like, defenses are improving, schemes are improving. Yeah, I get what you're saying. That was in the 90s, early 2000s. This is 2024. Defenses are a lot different, and you know that. I don't know why you just went back 30 years ago. Defenses aren't the same.
I'm saying Rudolph needs to step up. That's why I brought it back to that. I'm talking about the players of his caliber. If you a 4-time, he's gonna make the Hall of Fame because of that. 4-time defensive player of the year. I need to see it.
So these losses are on him.
I'm not saying it's completely on him. I said Cat needs to shoot better. I said Jaden McDaniels needs to shoot better. But the 4-time defensive player of the year needs to get stops.
Facts. And on top of that, he's been in the playoffs multiple times, and we've seen teams take him out of the game. So that's a part of the problem. When I look at him, I'm like, okay, you really you and Mike Conley the biggest vets here, Rudolph. So you gotta do something. And you a 4-time defensive player of the year, bro. Like, now I'm not expecting nobody to stop Jokic, right? You can't stop Jokic. He's still going. He could shoot 3 for 15, and somehow he still have like 12, 14, and 14, because that's just how Jokic is. That's still a bad game for anybody else, but it's still a bad game. But it's like he still was effective. He's not able to slow Jokic down. There's no Jokic stopper, and I think the least you could do is make life harder for him, and he hasn't been doing that. And that's a part of the issue, that he hasn't been doing that. And I'm watching the same game. If you telling me Rudy Gobert is out there making life hell on the defensive end for the Denver Nuggets, you lying. You are lying. And once again, this is not just him, obviously, but he's a defensive anchor. He's the best defensive player on the team. I feel like he's just got to be better. I feel like Cat absolutely got to be better. Jaden McDaniels has to be better, but it's like to what level? You know what I'm saying? Like, to what level? So
That man
I don't
getting
know.
paid $90 million. He ain't a vet minimum ass nigga. Like, and I was saying before you got on, he went 4 for 8 from the field when Ant-Man needed somebody else. And I told Tate he needs to take more shots. He's a McDaniels fan. I'm like, he needs to take more shots than 8 attempts. If you 4 for 8.
Yeah, but you're not telling me where those shots coming from. Karl Anthony Towns took 18 shots. There's like, teams don't get 95 shots. Karl Anthony Towns took 18. Where is Jaden? Like, that's what I'm trying to say. Like,
he can get it off of like back cuts. He can get it off offensive rebounds. He can get it off of like open 3-point attempts. He passes up shots a lot.
That's actually
You don't
something I
see
hate
like
about.
hesitation pump fakes.
no,
You know what I'm talking about.
that's cherry picking. That's come on now. You're
He's
just cherry
like,
picking stuff.
I'm just saying he could have chipped in like 6 more points. I'm not saying he need to go crazy, but he could have helped out. You got Conley who had 15. He could have stepped up a bit. That's all I'm saying. He getting paid $90 million. He ain't like no run-of-the-mill bench guy.
Hey, you know what he gets paid for?
I know he gets paid for defense, but I'm just saying.
Exactly. Yeah, like y'all literally like you just he gets paid for defense, and you want 16 points per game from him with 2 All-Stars on the
today's NBA.
with 2 All-Stars taking 18 and 25 shots. Think about what you just said. A guy that they paid to guard the best player on the other team to lock Jamal Murray down, which he's been doing. You want him to now flip it on offense, score 16 points per game with a guy shooting 5 for 18 and another guy shooting 25 shots. I don't know how that's possible. There's no shots to go around.
Hey Tay, will you rank Jaden McDaniels as a defender?
You said where?
Yeah, like what would be his rank right now?
Number 2,
To you? Number 2? Question. Who's number 1 in your eyes?
OG.
How many points did OG average before he got hurt?
He's inconsistent. I don't expect OG. Like, if OG scores 8 points, I'm happy. I'm not ripping my hair out. Oh, he needs it. No, that's not what he's here for. That's not why we traded him. I'm not doing that. Like, you know.
But I say that to say, let's say he went out there and put up 2 points, played great defense, put up 2 points, but Josh Hart was bricking, DiVincenzo was bricking. I would look and say, man, maybe OG could step up and get him at least 15 one night. Not ask you to do it every single night, because I don't expect Jay McDaniels to do that. But it's just when you have these defensive specialists on your team, especially on the wing, you need those guys every now and then, to at least be a contributor. Hit open shots. Take open shots. Jay McDaniels passes up a lot of open shots. It's true. And it's one thing I don't like about this era in the NBA. Is, brother, like, I was talking about this earlier to somebody. I say, yo, like, niggas that get an open shot, like pump fake, think about it, drive, and half the time they get called for a travel. But if they don't get called for a travel, they'll drive, pass it to somebody who probably is a better shooter, but will take a tougher shot and it don't hit. And it happens so much. Jay McDaniels does this I feel like he does it several times a game. At least to me, it feels like that. But I think, once again, you can't ask Jay McDaniels to go out there and get 25 or 30. He had a couple of them anomaly games where he did that. But in order for them to succeed, they need Nas Reed to go get you 10, 15 a night. You need Cat to get 15 and 20. And it's gonna give you 25 or 30 regardless. It might be inefficient, and if it might be inefficient sometimes or halfway inefficient, but he's gonna go get you that because he wants to win. I think if Gobert can go out there and get boards, that's what they need him to do. But also, once again, make it a little tougher for them. On the offensive end, make it a little tougher for them. On defensive end, like just make it tougher on them to where like Jokic can't guard nobody. So that's my thing too. Is like I feel like Gobert could get some easy points at the rim because Jokic ain't stopping nobody. Aaron Gordon ain't stop. Aaron Gordon ain't. I mean, he's got. I guess he got the length pause, but he don't have. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think he could. If Gobert's getting a dunk at the rim,
Jokic is averaging 2 blocks and 2 steals this playoffs. I don't know
I
about
don't
that.
really- number
doesn't
wise,
mean
yeah,
you're
but he
playing
ain't
good
stopping
defense.
nobody. He ain't
That does
stopping
not mean
people.
you're playing good defense.
Yeah, I don't feel like it. Like like the games 1 and 2, it was a layup line for a while. He was breezing past this nigga. If you get him out of his comfort zone, and the same thing, unfortunately, the same thing with Gobert. Once you get him a little bit out of his comfort zone, he's better on the perimeter than he was say 2 or 3 years ago. But once you get them out of their zone, it's like layup line. Oh, boom, quick, like they're not fast people. They're not fast niggas. So you get somebody like I said, Ant. You put Jokic on Ant blowing by Jokic every time. Jamal Murray could blow by Gobert too. I just don't think Jamal Murray is fully healthy. So I think that's a part of it too. The more you make Jamal Murray work for it and work to get his points, I think the better it'll be. But I don't know, man. Like I said, I don't really know what else you could do for the Wolves to win this series. I thought they had the formula in games 1 and 2, but it's like they completely are thrown off and their offense looks terrible. So we'll see in about
You
an
brought
hour.
up,
You know,
yeah, you brought up OG Anunoby scoring. We can probably move to that one next. Tay, what's going on with that Knicks Pacers? Right now, I'm watching Jalen Brunson cook these dudes like they owe him money. But otherwise, what's your guys' thoughts on that series?
It's tough. I'm not gonna. I don't want to bring the injury card out. I'm not that kind of person. You know, the show goes on. That's why teams are required 12 players on the roster. But yeah, it's just the guys available just have to just find it in them and fight. Just get 2 more games. Like I feel like they got game 5 in the bag, up by 18, about to be halftime in New York. There's just no way they blow this game. But yeah, no OG makes life harder. Best defender NBA history. You know, it makes life a lot harder when he's not there. Like it's kind of sad on the Pacers. They needed to win 2 games because to not beat a team, we have 4 people at this point. We got 4 basketball players remaining. Everyone else, they suck. Pretty much, like they don't suck, but it's not looking good. Pacers, it's not. They got some work to do. If they honestly cannot beat the Knicks in this series, I had the Knicks too. I think we're gonna beat the Pacers still, but it's kind of sad on the Pacers to not take advantage.
looking good right now.
Yeah, looking good for the Knicks. Yeah, definitely. I think the home court advantage helps. I think we got the best fans in the league. Yeah. The Pacers, it's kind of sad, and they got to take advantage of injuries. They got to take advantage of stuff like this. Like it would be a fluke Eastern Conference run for the Pacers to make it, but just to say that you made it, that's something. Like, but the Knicks, we just gotta just get 48 minutes out of guys. Like, it is what it is. Like it's playoff basketball. It's saying October basketball. Josh Hart got to play 48. Dante got to play 45. Like there's no time for rest. Yeah. I pretty much the Knicks just got to find it in. They just got to just pull out 2 more games, however that's possible. Got to hit shots, need to rebound, go back to getting offensive rebounds. That's a big thing. But yeah, I think the Knicks can. I think the Knicks got it. If it does go to 7, there's no way we lose at home. So yeah, I definitely got the Knicks in this series. The Pacers are making it tough though. They're making this series look good. They definitely are. But I'm going with New York.
Man, Brunson just playing at such an elite level. Got 24 heading into the half. Probably gonna get another 40, maybe even 50 piece. The way the Pacers defense is, yeah, like I thought that things would be tougher without original gangster and Anunoby in the lineup.
They are. No, they are.
Yeah, it is. But shout out to DiVincenzo, shout out to Hartenstein, McBride, Josh Hart, all playing at a high level. Precious chipping in, Alec Burks. So, they're playing pretty well. As a Celtics fan, I would prefer to see Indiana just because of the Knicks rebounding prowess. I feel like that would be annoying. They'll probably sneak a game because of that. And then Brunson, he's just tough to deal with. You probably want to throw size on him. He's just playing at such an elite level. So shout out to him. Even though they're in the same division, I can acknowledge and recognize when the team plays hard, plays at a high level. So shout out to Tibbs for coaching them up despite all the injuries. I ain't a hater. But if they get past Indiana in this series, we'll see if Indiana makes a run in the second half. I doubt it because the Garden looks like electric. You got John Starks and Marbury hopping on the court like it's the Rucker and shit. They celebrate every basket. But yeah, we'll see what happens in the second half. I believe New York probably continues this unless they take Brunson out of the game, maybe. That's the only way the Pacers can come back. It's 13 points as we speak. But 15 now. But yeah, it looks like the Knicks are going to win. I initially picked the Knicks in 6, and that prediction is looking good so far. Pacers just don't look like they can win in the Garden at all. They really have struggled this first half. So, true.
I'm riding with the Knicks. Obviously, it's looking good right now. Jalen Brunson is on fire right now as we speak.
28 points in the half. My bad.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Doing what he does. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of. I was never a big fan of how the Pacers been playing so far this postseason. I think even in this game will probably be even more of a bigger blowout if honestly if the refs didn't kind of and I feel the same way about a couple things that I saw going, and I don't want to do that because I know the Pacers is complaining about refs and shit too. So, but I feel like in Game 3 I saw a lot of bullshit from the refs, and seen a little bit of bullshit here too in this game. But I feel like when you got a hobbled Knicks team, obviously Jalen Brunson is not fully healthy, and he's going out there and doing this. And Halliburton, I mean, we've given him grace about possibly still having some of the hamstring issue, but this dude is not at all what what I'm saying. He's just not at all what I was expecting him to be. Yeah, he had one good game the other day. Siakam playing decent in the first half of this game we're currently watching, but he hasn't been great either in this series like that. Honestly, we'll see about DiVincenzo. I think he's like the X factor. Him and Josh Hart are the two X factors for the Knicks. If they are hustling and just going out there and trying to get buckets if they can, Jalen Brunson can get you a game, right? Like Jalen Brunson can get you an entire game himself, but you have to do the dirty work. The dirty work done by DiVincenzo, Josh Hart, even Deuce McBride going out there and hitting shots. Alec Burke. The Knicks are down so many players. I would love to see what this team would look like with a healthy roster, especially with OG out there. I think with OG and Jalen Brunson not being a little hobbled, I think this series would have been over honestly tonight. So I think they would have won if OG was playing. They'd have won Game 3. Like I don't doubt that at all. So I think Knicks in 6 still, but part of me wants it to go 7. So we'll see.
I definitely wanted to go 7 as a Celtics fan. The shit show.
I just want to see it go 7 as like a basketball fan. Like it's Game 7 in the Garden. Come on, man.
Reviving the Knicks and Pacers 30-year rivalry.
Yeah, come on, man. Need that.
Yeah.
That. The only thing that'll make that horrible for Knicks fans is if Tyrese Halliburton just scored like 8
Pull
points,
Reggie.
10 points. Yeah, go Reggie on. That's the only thing that would fuck it up for him. But yeah.
Speaking of them, Celtics, Axe, let's do that one. Thoughts so far?
Well, Game 4 was pretty disappointing. One of my earlier tweets was misconstrued. Let me just clear that up real quick. So I was saying yesterday proved that we needed KP in order to win the title against like any contender from the West. Mainly, I was talking about Al Horford missing all of his 3-pointers. He's missed 15 in a row. And he's been getting cooked on switches and kind of slow to the draw, not really being a great interior presence. He's 38, to be fair. So I was mainly talking about that. And multiple people thought I was just like overlooking the Cavs being injured with Mitchell and Jared Allen. But that wasn't the case. So I acknowledge their injuries. I understand. But shout out to Jaylen Brown, averaging 27 a game on 61% this series. And shout out to Tatum for the last 2 games, getting over 30 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists. I got a couple interesting stats about Tatum before I pass it on to the other co-hosts. Because everybody talks about how Tatum doesn't play playoffs.
Good God. Oh, Lord.
It's going to be brief. But I'm gonna say it.
Okay.
So, Jason Tatum, the big media narrative, like from the larger platforms, they say he don't do shit. 9th all time in playoff games of 20 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists. Tied with Karl Malone, only one behind Giannis at 26 years old. He had back-to-back 30-point, 10 rebound, and 5 assist playoff games. He's had 13 double-doubles in his past 15 playoff games. Him, Larry Bird, Kobe, and Bron have scored, like, I want to say 2,300 points at age 26. They're the only ones in NBA history that's done that. So this narrative that he's trash, all these players that's won one series have like somehow leaped him and he's a bad player. He's averaging 24, 11, and 6. Now, one thing I will say, he needs to stop with the step back threes. I hate the dribbling for 20 seconds into contested 3-pointers. I don't like it. If he cuts like 4 of them out, he's shooting like 50+% from the field. He needs to take a page out of Jalen's book. Just get straight to the money and like go up with it. Like don't over dribble. Don't step back and force yourself to a tougher fucking shot. But overall, he's been producing. He's durable. He's consistent. And he's one win away from reaching his 6th conference final. We've hit 6 conference finals in the past 8 years. We got to break all the way through. But shout out. Like, we got to play better. Like, we need more production out of the front court. I need some Xavier Tillman minutes, man, at this point. Because Horford playing 40 minutes is problematic. Playing earlier of the game, he's 38. He ain't got PEDs and shit like that. But Tay, what you think?
Let me talk about Tatum or the series.
Both.
Okay. Jason Tatum, talented basketball player. You know, great rebounder for his height. You can pretty much guarantee he'll get like 8 rebounds a game. Something I really do enjoy about Jason Tatum. But another narrative that I've been hearing, I've been saying this, it's been about 2 years now. Kind of reminds me of Paul George. Can do everything on the court. Super talented. It almost has you question how come this guy isn't even better than what he is. But just don't think there's enough in him. Like it's an inner thing for him I don't think he can pull it out of himself to get to that next level. That's what I see a lot of Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum's been blessed too as a superstar. He's played with I don't know if I would call him a superstar. He can maybe, but he's been very blessed. Huh?
The 3-time All NBA player. Yes,
Yeah, he
he's a
is.
superstar.
Doesn't mean nothing. Jimmy Butler. You think Jimmy Butler's a superstar?
Like, I'm saying 3-time All NBA first team, though. Like, the fuck do you mean? Isn't Tatum disrespect I'm talking about, yo?
Superstar?
Yes.
I think he's like the gap between
20,
yes and no.
27, 8, and 5 on a 64-win team. Yes, a superstar. Like, what are we talking about, yo?
He's the guy in between a yes and a no. Yeah. I'll give him that. You know, he's not with the other guys. Oh no. But yeah, he's the guy you want to get to or beat. Once you get past Tatum, you're a superstar. He's that guy. But yeah, I just see a lot of Paul George, a lot of Indiana Paul George, like just super talented, like, you know, taking on anyone, everyone. But when it's all said and done, like, you know, is he gonna be able to score 10 straight points in the fourth quarter? Does he have go-to moves to go to in the clutch? Stuff like that is a big concern for me. Like I said, I do think he's a great basketball player. I'm not saying he's bad or anything like that. It's just a lot of questions, like, you know. Like I said, I see a lot of Paul George. But yeah, to the series though, I said Celtics in 4. My bad, Celtics in 5. I should have known. They always, you know, they do that. They lose to lesser teams. But
no, one loss every 2 weeks, like how it was in the regular season.
Yeah, man, y'all should pack them up so players might be able to go on vacation real quick if y'all beat them in 4. But yeah, it's kind of playing with your food a little bit. Like, you don't love that as a fan, but it's not that.
I was pissed with yesterday's win. That felt
like you don't want that. You want to blow these teams out. Just, you know, it just makes you more comfortable, like, going through. Like, it shows you you're playing your best basketball just by just smacking teams, getting completely thrown. But nah, I think Celtics got this series in the bag. Kind of Donovan Mitchell not playing, they kind of solidified it for me. Like, yeah, you know, if you miss games in the playoffs as a guy, it's kind of tough. Injuries at the end of the day, yeah, but that locked it in for me. Like,
he out of there too. That man scored 50 points in a playoff loss. He ain't coming back.
Do you think he played his last game as a Cavs?
I don't think he's playing tomorrow. I mean, if he do, then cool. But like, I think he just gonna be like, man, if my calf hurts, I already done put up 50 in the loss. I ain't trying to like rupture my shit and then be out even longer. Like, it's not worth it.
Mm-hmm. And I think I'm gonna talk about Darius Garland real quick before, you know, I'm done. I think Darius Garland is afraid of getting hurt. If y'all remember, beginning of the season, broke his face. He was out. He missed like a month or 2. I honestly think it's a mental block for him. Like, I honestly think he doesn't want to get another face injury. Like, I understand that. Like, it's a different kind of injury. Like, you go to the rim, you're gonna get hit in your face. So, yeah, I think that's Darius Garland's problem. I think he still has the talent. I think he's going through a mental block. Just, I wouldn't say recovering from, he's mentally recovering from a face injury. He doesn't want that again. That's what I think is wrong with Darius Garland. Like, why he's been playing scared. He hasn't been the same. He used to be 20 and 10. Like, you can sign him up for a double-double. That's how he used to be. But I honestly think it's a mental injury for him at this point.
Yeah, he did break his jaw, but dude was cooking us yesterday. He had his best game without Mitchell. He had 30 points.
He did, but I mean, was it efficient? Like,
nah, like fourth quarter, he turned up on us. I ain't gonna lie.
He did, but I mean, 12 for 27. I mean, you gotta score 30 points then. 4 for 13 from 3. Karis LeVert is playing better than him. I feel like Karis LeVert, he should have gotten 27 shots. It would look better than the Darius Garland, but he had a solid game. It was kind of vintage of him, but he just hasn't been the same guy. You know, I really do think it's that face injury he got beginning of the season. I think he's just going through it mentally.
Drew, go ahead.
I mean, what more could I really say? I guess. I mean, the Cavs don't have enough firepower. Donovan Mitchell's out. Jared Allen's out. You are not getting much of anything from the Cavs outside of I guess Darius Garland. Max Strus finally had a decent game. Karis LeVert can cook sometimes too. It's expected. I feel like the Celtics we're waiting for that inevitable massive matchup in terms of like the conference finals where it looks like it could be the Celtics and the Knicks. I mean, hopefully it turns out to be that. I think that's the NBA needs that for their money earner in the playoffs. That is the biggest possible, honestly, the biggest possible money earner that they could have. Same way I feel like the league under the surface would want the Nuggets and the Mavs in the Western Conference Finals. But I guess we'll see how it all plays out. I mean, a part of it was hoping, obviously, just for Axe's the detriment of Axe. I was hoping that the Celtics at least lost game 4. It was close. It was close, and I wanted to see them lose just for the jokes. I would never expect the Cavs to win the series, but I just wanted to see more basketball. I just want to see what the Celtics do when they face a little bit more adversity, and I would love to see that. I think it's very possible if they go against, say, the Knicks, that could happen. I don't think the Knicks would beat them because they're injured, obviously, but I would love to see a team that plays that hard against a team that can be sometimes lackadaisical, which the Celtics can be, and that's how they end up having these kind of games where they just, when you're so good, sometimes you just kind of, you be like, well, whatever. And I feel like that's kind of a part of it for the Celtics, but Celtics should close it out at home. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't really think it's nothing to say. No Donovan Mitchell for game 5, pretty much. So nothing else to say. Celtics move on to the conference finals. They pretty much live in the conference finals for the last however many years, basically. So that's a wrap. Very easy path, though. I don't care what nobody says. It's very easy path.
They don't want to see
the
Nick.
Fault, man. Like we played.
Yeah.
We took regular season.
It's not your fault. You play
No,
who in
you
front
got
of
to
you.
play who's in front of you. Yep.
But
Yeah, we got the Tatum stopper on that team too. You better hope. You better hope he doesn't come back.
Like we beat Toronto in the series, right?
How many years ago was that? Toronto ain't been to the playoffs since
I'm just saying,
2005.
when did OG ever stop him or Jalen?
Wait. Toronto ain't have a Jalen Brunson. Toronto didn't have a Jalen Brunson, brother.
No, he's saying like he got the Tatum stopper. I'm like, when did OG ever stop?
Tatum's gonna have the worst series of his career. If Andrew Wiggins can do that, what do you think OG's gonna do to him? The greatest defender in NBA history. Come on now. we got the Tatum stopper on our team. You better pray he doesn't
his
come back.
hamstring falling off the bone like a turkey leg. You won't out here overrate
That
this
is
man.
true. That part is true. If OG can stay healthy, which is a very hard task for him, I think the Knicks, I mean, it comes down to your best 6, 7, 8 players. I think if the Knicks can get OG healthy, I think they're not in talent level, name value. I'm waiting for Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday had a decent game. I know that Drew Holiday stinker is coming. That Drew Holiday stinker is coming alongside that Tatum stinker. And when that shit happens, Ax, I'm gonna tell you, brother, them jokes gonna fly. When Jaylen Brown can't dribble, trust me. When that happens, I'll wait for that shit. I'm waiting for that shit.
Everybody thirsty for the Knicks to be in the finals, man. End of the day, we 7-2. We gotta play.
I think y'all are going to the finals, but for the sake of the of who plays the toughest basketball and plays like the most exciting basketball this postseason, to me, it's the Knicks. And I am a fan first of the sport. And the Knicks play the type of basketball I enjoy watching the Knicks play. Like, I genuinely enjoy watching these motherfuckers play. So I would love to see them in the finals. A Tibbs team in the finals, I would love to see that because I know all them niggas is playing 48 minutes every game. Like nobody getting a rest. Jalen Brunson leg gonna be falling off. His shoulder is gonna be hanging off the bone. That's just how I want to see that type of shit because it's like, wait, and nobody from the Knicks is going to play in the Olympics, right? So it's not like they got a whole offseason to recover.
Yeah.
So I want to see the Knicks in the finals because I feel like New York, after all this time, Madison Square Garden with the finals, whew, man, you talking about money? You talking about excitement? I need that. I do need that. But I still think the Celtics will probably do it because the Celtics got the stacked. They got the most stacked team, and they're fairly healthy outside of KP. So
he should be going back next series. He ramped up the workouts before Game 4, so hopefully he comes back.
He got to his OG though. I think like him and OG both have a tendency to be hurt quite often. That's why when y'all got a KP, I think I said it on here. I was like, we'll see how it turns out in terms of him staying healthy because his Achilles heel is staying healthy, and it's like if he could stay healthy though, that's I don't think nobody really fucking with the Celtics. But if you come back too soon, because the playoffs, everybody rushes their comeback. So everybody rushes the comeback, like rush to come back. You come back before you're fully healed. You come back when you feel like you're 75 or 80%, not 100%, and you hobbled sometimes, or you're not playing as great. Like somebody like a Jalen Brunson obviously is hurt, but he ain't letting that stop him from getting buckets, and I can respect that. So we'll see. We'll see with KP. We'll see.
Another series we will see. One that ended up being a little bit more of a battle than I think maybe we expected. Mavericks and OKC Thunder going at it. Axe, what do you think?
Yes, sir. I was the only one on the panel last week. It chose the Thunder. Shout to the Dortcher Chamber. I said Lou Dort would be the X factor. He's been playing great defense on Luka. I had him frustrated. Luka went 6 for 20. Obviously, Luka's hurt, but he did go 6 for 20 last night. Kyrie having 2 9-point games in this series is very surprising. He has to play better. PJ Washington's been playing great ball this series. SGA took over the game last night. Great, efficient 30-point games all throughout the series. And they haven't even, J-Dub hasn't even taken off yet. Like he's had a poor shoot. To win a game, shooting 38% from the field as a team, that's very impressive. The Mavericks missing 11 free throws is problematic, though. That can't happen at home. But the fact that the Thunder at 22 years old, that's the average age of that team, was able to go on the road, shoot 38% and still get the win down the stretch, that shows a lot of heart, man, a lot of resilience. Like they got the most comeback wins being down 10 plus points in the NBA coming into that game. So that team never gives up. High energy. Casey Wallace played great defense on Kyrie. The multiple possessions. Chet Holmgren was impactful. Just have a really balanced, really good team. So I picked them going back to OKC for Game 5 tomorrow. That's a little dangerous for Dallas. I expect Luke and Kyrie to play better, but they're in the danger zone right now. I still got OKC in this series.
Tay, what do you think?
Yeah, the Thunder have a great game plan. They're pretty much doubling Luka and Kyrie and making PJ Washington beat them. I guess you could say that's working. So yeah, SCA he is proving people wrong. A lot of people didn't have him playing good basketball, whatnot. But even at the Thunder, like I don't think the Thunder need to make the finals or anything like that. Like this is making the playoffs was a success for this team already. I feel like this year is to see where you're at, see where you need to improve, see what moves you need to make in the off season. Yeah, I think that the Thunder pretty much got the guys. They could use maybe 1 or 2 players. Definitely another big, I say, and another wing player to replace.
They want to trade Gideon like some of the first round picks for somebody.
Yeah, which is fine. Like I think that would work. Josh Giddey is just too much of a liability. He just does nothing without the ball, and Like I said, they could use a big too. Really, they don't even need. They could just switch Giddy with a big, and they'll be fine. They don't even need. They need one guy, honestly. Like maybe if Nick Claxton was available or something like that.
Yeah, because I've been hearing people say, man,
Claxton.
lately that old Giddy, just the king of cardio out there.
Yeah, he doesn't do much.
King of cardio and cashing fucking checks.
Yeah, he doesn't do much without the ball. But yeah, they're playing really good. It looks like a 7-game series. You know, like just by the feel of the game, you can kind of tell where it's going. Like there's no way this ends in 6. This is to me, this is definitely a 7-game series. But yeah, like you said, Jalen Williams hasn't even really done much yet, and Shea, you know, I would say he put the team on his back. He got the win. Yeah, I still have Dallas. I still have Dallas winning it. I feel like in that game 7, I think they had the best player on the court, and you got to show up that game. Like there's no excuse, you know, none of that. You have to play your best basketball. So I think Luka and Kyrie, especially in a game 7, will turn it around and just find a way to win.
True. What is that? The hell's going on here? Our beloved Oklahoma City, they're in a fight for their lives against a 2-man team.
Well, I wouldn't call them a 2-man team because I'm not going to disrespect PJ Washington, who made 2 of my friends a lot of money this last week. So I'm not going to disrespect PJ Washington. He's been showing up, been hitting threes. Speaking of hitting threes, Pacers, we said
Miles Turner.
Yeah, we said a little earlier. Yeah, we said a little earlier.
Oh, frying pan.
And here they go making a run. No, I think the Thunder are still a young team. Obviously, Chet has his moments where he could be a little more aggressive, and he's not. And then, I mean, on top of that, also, SGA obviously is going to do what he does, and he's going to continue to be that. Luka is obviously hurt. He must be really hurt because he is doing absolutely nothing. Obviously, they're playing good defense on him as well, but he's also just hurt. You can see it. See it in his game in general. Kyrie, I'm not sure what's going on with Kyrie. A little concerned about his slow starts, and then he starts to turn it on in the second half. But the last couple games, it didn't feel like that. So I don't really know. I don't know what to expect going forward. I would say the healthier and seems like the more focused team would absolutely be OKC right now, and I think having home court for the next game, and then kind of going in game 6. I believe it's going 7. I'm just gonna say I think I'm going to lean towards OKC winning in 7, but only because of the fact I don't think Luka is right at all. He does not look right. So Luka not looking like himself. Absolutely think we're looking at a potential the potential end of the season for the Mavs. I don't know. Like Kyrie if Kyrie goes in Oklahoma City and gives 30, 35, but I don't know. They're playing them the right way. And PJ Washington is decent as he's been. You're not getting that every night. You can't get that every night. So we'll see.
Might be on the way to fading away. What I will tell you, what is not fading away, is DAR Sports Media. We're still coming to you 4 drops a week every Monday. We're back and better than ever with United Football Media. And Football Fridays still rocking and rolling. This week we're going to cover the draft classes of the NFC West and the AFC West. Of course, me and True, Weekend Wrestling. You never know which guests might pop up in there. Some interesting stuff going on, some interesting numbers coming out. We'll see how the rest of the week plays out. And, of course, United Football Media every Monday with our recap roundtable show covering the UFL United Football League. Please drop us a sub here if you're listening to this on YouTube. Sub, like, comment, argue with Tay. He loves the comments. He is the YouTube merchant of the group. So keep us rolling. Let's get us bumped up. These subs, these views, these likes, these comments. We appreciate your patronage. Clearly, the world of DAR never stops.